Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. We're just a few hours away from the start of day two of the Major League Baseball postseason. Last night we saw the betting public crush the books, got all four of their games right, including 3-1 on the totals. Not great for a show that's looking to go against the public. Good afternoon in the East. Good morning in the West. Welcome to Against the Public. We're the only segment that combs through early betting patterns by the public, tells you exactly where the money is going and where those wagers might be a little bit misguided. Today we're going to go through three MLB playoff spots where one team or total has received the majority of the early money wagered and explain to you why you need to or might need to run the other way. Before we do that, let's update some numbers. Betting underdogs over the last two seasons would get you a record, including last night, 22-22. We know that's 50%, but that's good enough for a profit of 4.68 units. So again, if you're handicapping on your own, immediately go and look for live dogs, because that's proven to be profitable over the last few seasons. On the other side, betting favorites obviously would net you the same record, 22-22, but that would cost you 7.06 units. So underdogs is where it's at so far when we are talking about the postseason. So what dogs are best to wager on? Well, I went through the numbers and I kind of found the sweet spot to be less than plus $1.60. The problem is with that, your record would only be 57-68, which makes it very difficult sometimes for people to kind of go through the losing. And you will lose more than you win when your mentality is to bet underdogs. But don't look at the win-loss column. We're looking at the profit column, and your profit would be 6.22 units despite a 57-68 record. And to break it down even further from that, the microcosm inside plus $1.60, teams plus 127 to plus 138 are 17-12 plus 10.53 units, and that doesn't just go back 2 years, that goes back to 2018. So that's something to look forward to, or look for as we move towards the postseason, or maybe through the postseason. If you have any questions, guys, please feel free to DM me on Twitter at Dana Lane Sports. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I get all of those. Or you can leave a comment in the YouTube section of the Pick Dawgz page. Right now on Pick Dawgz, I have three Major League Baseball selections: Rangers, Rays, Toronto, Minnesota, Marlins, Phillies, locked in right now. You can get all three or buy them individually. You can get all three for one low price of $49.99, or you can get each game individually. In addition, I have three college football selections for the two games tonight. Yep, it's Wednesday. Yep, we got college football. Never was like that when I was a kid, but I'm glad it's like that now. Get all three games for $54.99. Back to baseball. I also want to thank everybody that jumped on board with the playoff package. We are going to have a tremendous postseason, so buckle up, hang in there, and at the end of the day, you can guarantee that the profit will be coming. Get every selection from today through the end of the World Series, just $149.99. You can obviously see the benefit of buying that package versus individual plays on a daily basis. Of course, every pick comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. So as we mentioned, we took it on a chin on Monday on this show. We still own an incredible record, 41-22, good for 65% winners. But when you do hit a rut, it's very important to make sure that we're managing that bankroll properly. The idea is growth, and it will go up and it will go down. The idea is to outlast the losses, the same way the casinos do with the players. Very important in baseball and in hockey to manage that bankroll properly. What we do here is obviously we give you the side that the public is on, where that might be wrong. But part of the handicap is to find where the public betting is weak, and that does flow too. Sometimes they're great against the money line, sometimes they're great against the total, but sometimes they're great or not so great against the run line. Today it's kind of, we're looking at that run line where it does appear that their handicap is a little bit weak, so we're going to try to attack that today. We have three betting options from the two playoff games that fit the against the public criteria. Let's start in Milwaukee, where game two between the Diamondbacks and the Brewers take place. I looked at both side and total here, so we're involved in both. First, 76% of the money is on the run line money is coming in at Milwaukee, and that's check that, minus 1.5, plus 170, which obviously is an attractive option when you're getting a team that's in basically desperation mode. I mean, it's not basically, they're in desperation mode. This number hasn't moved. The Snakes are plus 1.5, minus $1.92, but it is one of the few against the public options that don't coincide with my games up on Pickdawgz, so we have to give this out. Zach Gallen for the Snakes against Freddie Peralta for the Brewers. And if you look at Gallen's numbers in the month of September, they're not that impressive. But if in his last 2 starts, and again, baseball wagering is like a flow. It's like where's the flow going? It's like if you're in a stock market, it's trying to hit the stock when it's at its peak and ride it out as long as you can until you see a downturn. And that's exactly how I feel about Gallen. Last 2 starts against the Astros and the Yankees, the righty has allowed just 2 earned runs over his last 12 and a third inning. He has averaged just 97 pitches per game in that span and has averaged below 6 innings pitched also in that span in his last 4 starts. Of course, he went 9 innings against the Yankees 5 starts ago. Gallen is healthy, which in a game that figures to be incredibly close. We're pulling the trigger on the Diamondbacks here, not without a little bit of help. And I struggling to get this out. We're going to go Arizona plus the 1.5, minus $1.92. Second part of this wager, a little bit easier to stomach. Obviously, the total, which is 7.5. Under minus $1.20 has not moved, but 58% of the wagers are on the under, which is where most people put their money when Gallen's on the mound. It is almost automatic that you're going to see under money when Gallen is on the hill. Last night, the Brewers were 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. They struck out 11 times. We saw the Diamondbacks add 10 Ks, 21 Ks between those 2 teams. They were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, and the game still conjured up 9 runs. We're going against the public here, betting over 7.5 runs, even money. And play number 3, so that's 2 plays in the first game. Play number 3, Miami Marlins, Philadelphia Phillies, Braxton Garrett against Aaron Nola. 86% of the money is on the over 7.5, minus $1.20. Has not been enough. I'm looking at it now. It has not been enough to budge that number at all. We mentioned yesterday, Kyle Schwarber, where have you been? Thanks for showing up. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper were all on a long ball tear. We didn't see that much yesterday, but I think that we're going to see something completely different than yesterday, which featured just 1 crooked number on the board, which was the 2 runs that the Phillies scored in the 4th. But for me, when we talk about Aaron Nola, a lot of the under wagering or a lot of the over wagering just comes from obviously his past in his career, but his recent past where he just has not been very good. And just to give you an idea, the former LSU star has an ERA close to 4.5 for the season. He hasn't won a game since August, which is why I think early betting patterns are on the over. But again, wagering is about hitting that number, hitting that peak when you feel like a pitcher is starting to turn around. And yes, I know it was against the Pittsburgh Pirates, a team that didn't quit down the road, by the way. It was against the Pirates. His last outing, he was sensational against the Bucks. I think we're going to see the complete turnaround of Aaron Nola now that the playoffs have started. I'm going to go 7.5 under and go against the public. So just to recap our 3 selections today, usually 5, but condensed schedule, you can't find 5 really. Arizona plus 1.5, minus $1.92. Arizona, Milwaukee over 7.5, even money. Miami, Philadelphia under 7.5, even money. And that should make our Wednesday a profitable one. That does it for today's Against the Public show. Go to pickdawgz.com right now. Get my college football 3-pack, $54.99. 3 of my top Major League Baseball postseason selections for tonight, or join many others that did yesterday by getting my postseason Major League Baseball postseason package for just $149.99. Get every pitch from the first pitch in Tampa Bay today right through the last pitch of the World Series, all for one low price, and you get that win guarantee. Make sure you guys get involved. Thank you to everybody that has already. I appreciate your continued support, your nice comments. Let's keep this thing going. Let's get that record back up to where it was. Still 65% winners. We'll take that, right? I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers today.